Welcome everyone to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're really getting into a pretty compelling story from the world of rugby coaching. We've got some great sources talking about a key figure.
Yeah, really interesting stuff.
Our mission, like always, is to unpack the insights, give you that clear picture of what makes the absolute best teams tick. And honestly, this one is packed with those aha moments.
Definitely.
We're focusing on the return of Felix Jones to the Springboks coaching setup, which is, fascinating in itself.
Absolutely. More than just a coach changing team.
Exactly. It's like a deep look into his view on what really fuels the world champions, why they're so consistently good.
And it's a positive story too, isn't it?
Yeah.
All about growth, evolution.
And just striving for excellence.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
really inspiring stuff in rugby. So look, if you love this kind of deep dive into rugby as much as we do, make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession right now. Don't miss out.
Good call.
Okay, let's set the scene a bit. Who is Felix Jones?
Right. Well, it's 37, former Ireland and Munster fullback. Pretty distinguished playing career.
And he first linked up with the Springboks just before the 2019 World Cup, didn't he? Stepped in when Suisse de Bruin left.
That's right. Quite the moment to join, just before a World Cup.
And what an impact. He was there for, well, an incredible run, back-to-back World Cups, 2019, 2023.
And the Lion Series win in between.
Yeah.
It's an almost unparalleled record for a coach in that time frame.
It really is. It speaks volumes, I think, about how quickly he integrated, how well he understood that setup.
Absolutely. To jump into an elite team like that, midstream almost, and contribute to those kinds of historic wins, that suggests, a real tactical understanding, but also maybe a good fit with their whole philosophy.
He must have clicked with the culture, the strategy, everything, accelerated things even further.
Seems like it, yeah.
But then after that massive high of the 2023 win, there was that brief interlude.
Ah, yes, the England move.
He decided to join Steve Borthwick's England coaching team, which, raised a few eyebrows, given the Bork
It
success.
certainly got people talking. Big change.
But his time with England, well, it was pretty short-lived.
Very short. Tendered his resignation after the 2024 New Zealand tour.
And almost immediately, it seemed, news broke that he was heading back to Rassie Erasmus's staff for the 2025 season.
Which brings us to now. And this return, it's not just going back home, as it were. His role seems different this time.
How so? What's the detail there?
Well, the reports describe it as a roving role. So he's not just stuck on, say, attack or defense. He'll be assisting across different departments with match day prep.
Okay, so more like a troubleshooter, applying his knowledge where it's needed most on the day.
Exactly. Could be fine-tuning set pieces 1 minute, looking at kick chase strategies the next. It'd be real-time defensive adjustments. It suggests a huge amount of trust in his overall game understanding and his ability to, diagnose and fix things quickly.
That's fascinating, leveraging his broad skill set. Now, the really juicy part, I think, is when he was asked to compare coaching South Africa and England.
Always a tricky question.
Right. And his answer for the biggest difference wasn't tactics or skills. He said it was the diversity of South Africa.
That's interesting. What did he mean by that exactly?
He spelled it out, quoting him here. Players we call on in different parts of the country, different backgrounds, and who are playing overseas in different countries.
Okay, so it's geographical, cultural, and experiential diversity.
Yeah, think about it. Players from the Stormers versus the Bulls, players seasoned in the French top 14 versus the Premiership or Japan. They all bring something slightly different, don't they? Different styles, different ways of seeing the game.
Different tactical habits, maybe different training philosophies they've been exposed to. It's a real melting pot.
So how does that become a strength? Because surely integrating all that must be, well, a challenge.
He actually addressed that directly. He said, yes, they draw from different sources and admitted it is a challenge, but then immediately said it's also one of the great strengths.
Okay.
And he added that when they manage it well, it becomes quite special. So it's not just about having the diversity, it's about how you harness it.
Making the whole greater than the sum of its parts kind of thing?
Precisely. Imagine blending those different playing styles effectively. Having forwards who can scrummage traditionally and handle the ball like backs, or having a back line that can play structured or off the cuff, depending on the situation. It requires, really good communication, making sure everyone's on the same page despite different backgrounds.
Turning potential friction into a tactical advantage. A wire toolkit.
That seems to be the idea. It's quite profound, actually.
And how does this connect to where the Boks are going? Because Jones also talked about their evolution, right?
He did. He said It's great to see how we've evolved as a team from 2019 to 2023, and coming back, you can see that evolution is continuing.
So they're not resting on their laurels after winning everything.
Not at all. He emphasized that. They don't like to stand still. They are constantly looking to improve. He said that's what he finds thrilling about being back.
A culture of continuous improvement? It sounds like they actively look for new ideas, maybe from those diverse player experiences too.
It suggests that, doesn't it? It's not just about player skills, but constantly assessing everything, tactics, training, maybe even leadership, always looking for that edge. Standing still is going backwards in top-level sport.
And they'll need that edge, because the goal for 2025,
Yeah?
it's massive.
Huge, aiming to be the first team ever to win 3 consecutive World Cups.
Wow. That's history right there.
Right.
And this drive, this constant evolution, it's all geared towards that incredible target. Honestly, it's why we love rugby, isn't it? That ambition.
It absolutely is.
And if you're finding this as compelling as we are, just a quick reminder, subscribe to Rugby Obsession so you don't miss any of our deep dives into what makes the sport tick.
Definitely worth it.
Now, what about the reaction to Jones coming back? How's it been received?
Overwhelmingly positive from what I've seen in the reports. Fans seem thrilled. Pundits, too.
I saw some pretty big calls being made, too. People like Schalkberger, Alan Quinlan.
Yeah, suggesting he could potentially succeed Rassie Erasmus one day.
That's huge praise, isn't it? Considering Rassie's status.
It's massive. It points to just how highly rated Jones is, his strategic mind, his track record, maybe his ability to fit into that specific culture. It's not a comment you make lightly about this Springbok coaching job.
And it's not just ex-players saying nice things. Ms. Wandale Stick, one of the current coaches.
Praised him, too.
Yeah.
Called him dedicated, highlighted his valuable insight. That shows real cohesion within the coaching team, doesn't it? Valuing his input openly.
It really does. And it leads to interesting chat about coaching dynamics, like how his style fits in.
Right. There's been talk, hasn't there, from guys like Jean de Villiers and Schalk again, about Jones being quite intense.
And how that meshes with someone like Tony Brown, also on the staff now, who's seen as more free-spirited.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a clash. Often, the best coaching teams have that mix, you know?
Yeah.
The intense detail guy alongside the creative spark.
Like covering all the bases. Rigorous analysis and outside-the-box thinking.
Exactly. Discipline and innovation. It suggests maybe the coaching group itself mirrors the diversity Jones was talking about with the players. They're building a team that's robust and adaptable.
So bringing this all together, what's the takeaway for you listening? What can Jones's journey and these insights about the box tell us?
Well, it goes beyond rugby, surely.
I think so. It's about high-performance teams anywhere, isn't it? About how you integrate different cultures, different ways of working.
And that power of always evolving, never thinking you've cracked it.
Think about your own world work, projects, whatever. How could embracing different backgrounds and styles, maybe even styles that seem to clash at first, actually make the whole thing stronger?
That seems to be the core lesson, right? Turning that diversity, which might look like a challenge, into your biggest asset. Harnessing it deliberately.
It's about making variety a superpower.
Well put.
So just to quickly recap this deep dive, we've looked at Felix Jones's really interesting journey back to the box after that England spell.
And his key insight that South Africa's incredible diversity, when managed well, is a massive strength. Not just talent, but backgrounds, experiences, playing origins.
And tying that into their relentless drive to keep evolving, keep improving, never standing still, always aiming higher.
Which just underlines how crucial adaptability is, really, in sport, in business, anywhere. Stagnation is, well, it's the enemy of success. The winning culture isn't just talent. It's this mindset of constant learning and integration.
So here's a thought to leave you with this week. Thinking about Felix Jones's perspective, how could you, in whatever teams or groups you're part of, consciously embrace diverse backgrounds and experiences on or off the field to unlock maybe extraordinary success?
What opportunities might be sitting there untapped in the variety around you?
We'd genuinely love to hear what you think about all this. What stood out to you from Jones's comments or his journey? Let us know.
Yeah, always good to hear different perspectives.
And please, one last time, if you enjoy these deep dives into the heart of rugby, make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't miss out.
Thank you so much for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we will look forward to you listening to our next episode.